Evening vlog. Today's a bit of a weird day. I've not really done any training today. I've just been bugged by hiccups for the last like 20 minutes. The ride today I've done late this evening, so it's like 20 to 8 in the evening. Oh, these hiccups. It's 20 to 8. I've just done 2 hours on the bike, and the reason why I've done it this evening is because it's like doing the reverse of what a lot of people tell you to do, like fasted rides in the morning. So I'm kind of doing the reverse today, and doing kind of like a fasted evening ride. So what I'll do when I get in now is like I'll have a little bit of carbs, but not a lot. The focus won't be on that. The focus will be mainly on protein. Yeah, 2 hours of kind of half pressing on. The first hour I did like kind of middle zone 2, and then the second hour, once I'd kind of ridden myself into it, because you feel a little bit like weird when you do these kind of rides in the evening, like your body is a bit out of sync. So the second hour then I pressed on the climb. So I was still doing zone 2 everywhere else, like middle zone 2, but on the climbs I was like going up to like 300 watts, which is kind of like upper zone 3. So yeah, today's been a really kind of low carb day. I've dropped like a load of weight in the last 24 hours. I'll do like a bit of an update on that tomorrow maybe, but I feel like I've dropped a lot of weight. At least I look like it in the face more than anything else on my legs. You know, when I'm riding you look down, sometimes you can just tell. So so that's heading in the right direction. But yeah, today a very low carb. Well, I say very low carb, it's low carb when you throw in the exercise. So I'm kind of at like 100 grams of carbs right now, and when I get in I'll have a little bit more. So say I'll be at like 150, 180 for the day, but most of them centered around this evening. And then I think I'm settling just below 200 grams of protein for the day. It's kind of moderate, I guess, but it's what I need today. This morning we're down in Garden, visiting the Osteopath. I came about a month ago actually, or maybe 6 or 7 weeks ago, right after I had all my bandages and that taken off. And I came down to see them because I was having like headaches and like really bad neck pain, so we kind of put it down to whiplash. And we got sorted, and regardless of what like a lot of people seem to think about it, it was actually really good. But we're back now for a bit of a follow-up and a bit of a chat as well, because I don't really have anything wrong with me this time. It's just that apart from like the swallowing and stuff like that, it is mainly just kind of like my back, my neck, and it's more just for helping my body recover. And I'm a bit like I want to pay my body back for like all the effort I put it through like every single day. So I'm gonna head over there now. Alright, here we are. Alrighty, we are out of there. 45-minute consultation. Well, not consultation, it's a follow-up. It's £40. But you know, they're really good in there. I really encourage anybody in the area who's got any kind of niggles or problems, go and hit them up. And by the way, that's not a paid endorsement, that is a genuine thing. They're really kind and caring in there. Bit of a strange one actually. She obviously did a lot of work on my neck because of the swallowing and stuff, but she gave me one little exercise that was really... Devon, she gave me one little exercise, and the exercise is kind of grabbing this bit here. Apparently it's a bone that isn't connected to anything. It's like well, there's ligaments connecting to it, but it's very free moving. So the idea is that you kind of move it about quite a bit, and you can't really overwork it either apparently. So you move it, and over time it becomes a lot looser, I guess. She was showing me when she was doing it on her own neck, there was like there was no grinding or grating or anything like that, and then when we were doing it on mine, it was very like, so yeah, the more I do it, the better, or the more fluid it will become. So that's, I already feel like a little bit more relaxed in this area, so that's a bonus. But obviously, yeah, that's just on the face of it all. So we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. But at least it's a step in the right direction. She's given me a few exercises to do as well. So so we'll take it from there. Alright, this afternoon session, well, I guess today's ride, just enjoyed it this afternoon, is another hill work session. Surprise, surprise. But the hill climb's coming up in about 3 weeks time. I'm pretty much building now more intensity into my riding and less volume. When I say less volume, I'm talking about like less kind of 4 rides, although maybe I'll do 1 a week. But in general, it'll be like 2 hours of riding with a shed full of effort. So today, I'm actually using some Strava segments to ride for, which gives you a little bit more motivation. I wouldn't recommend you always do it though, but the idea today is to hit these segments and ride them at kind of VO2 max, which will be around 400 watts for me. Now I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, you know, if you're going to go out training and do specific efforts, then the recovery needs to be specific between. Not really, not unless you're actually working something particular. So what I tell some of the athletes that I coach is that as long as you get an adequate rest in between, there's not really any, you know, specific kind of advantages to be had, unless you're training to buffer the effort. So if you're training to do, say, if I was training for like multiple climbs in a road race, for example, that I knew would be really hard, I would do these efforts. So I'd do these 4-minute 400 watt efforts, and I'd have proper structured recovery in between. So I'd have like, I don't know, maybe 4 to 8 minutes recovery in between them, depending on where I am in my build. But if I'm training for hill climbs, or just training for kind of fun in general, don't stress too much about it, because it's the effort that matters more. Obviously make sure you get enough recovery, but don't worry about getting like a specific amount. Obviously I'm training for specific hill climbs that only require 1 effort, so I'm just making sure I spread out these efforts, use different hills, and get the most out of them that way. Before I get cracking on any of these efforts, I do want to point out that I'm not deliberately going for the Strava segments. What I'm basically doing is I've pinpointed these climbs because they are a good gradient, they're a good length, and the wind direction is perfect today. No, I'm joking. You want to try and mimic what you're going to have in a race scenario as well as possible. That's all I've selected them for. Alright, that's 2 out of the 4 climbs I want to do today done. I'm picking, well, they're undulating climbs, so they're not like one gradual gradient. So one problem I've always had, and I'm sure anybody in the peloton, or anybody I ride with will know this, I'm absolutely useless at changing pace. So these climbs are perfect because I'm kind of alternating between like 360 and 420, I'm kind of bouncing between the two. It's really good for me to get into like an uncomfortable rhythm, if that makes any sense. I'm pretty sure those two climbs have totaled about 10 or 11 minutes of actual effort. So we're doing one climb now in this little area, which is going to be another kind of 5-minute effort, and then we're heading into a big climb, and then that'll finish the ride. Not a bad view for the last effort. Just finished. That was a tough one. It was about 14 minutes. Oh man, that climb was... Oh. To each of these climbs as well, like I know I talk about I'm going flat out, but I'm actually not. It's called capacity. So the idea is you're not going to go flat out all the time. That's how you damage yourself. The idea is consistency over intensity. That's what matters. Bruce Lee had a famous saying that consistency matters more than intensity. Make sure you can do the same effort over and over again, maybe 5 days a week. Never put yourself in such a hole that you can't do it. You recording? Okay, I hope you can hear me in the cafe because it's a bit noisy. Anyway, so I wanted to show you yesterday's ride, which probably had some attention. You can obviously see if you come in a bit. You can see when my heart rate has been spiking. So obviously the efforts there are where I made the efforts, and then everywhere else I just rode steady. So the first effort I averaged kind of around 390 mark, which is what I wanted to do. Same for the second effort, and the third effort was 393. It was probably one of my best, and that was 4 minutes. But like I said before, it's not like flat out, it's actually quite controlled. And the last effort then up Betty's Mountain, which is 5.2k, I averaged 354 for the 14 minutes. But there's a certain section right there that I averaged 370 for nearly 10 minutes. So that's quite good. It's kind of in the ballpark of what I wanted to do. Now, in terms of like progression from this, I'm looking at doing like, if I'm doing 5 to 6 minute efforts like I was there at 390, I'm kind of looking in the next 2 weeks to build on that and just do maybe 4 efforts in one ride. That'll be around like 390, 400, but for 8 to 10 minutes. Once I know I can master that for like 4 reps with plenty of rest in between, I'll then kind of progress up to 10 minutes. 12 minutes might be a little bit of a push. You have to remember that on like race day I will be able to push more anyway, so not too worried about that. But when we get up to like the 10 to 12 minute range, I'm only going to be doing 2 of those in one ride, so obviously like the actual reps will decrease, the time will increase. So that's where I'm at now, and I just wanted to share that with you.